Halloween will be even spookier than usual this year. The sky will be lit up by a blue moon, the second full moon in October. It's also the first blue moon in the U.S. since March 2018. The phrase once in a blue moon usually means a rare occurrence that can either be lucky or unlucky. So if something weird happens this Halloween, you can chalk it up to the blue moon.
The date, the 31st of October, 683. On this day, the Kaaba was burnt down during the siege of Mecca. The Kaaba, which translates as the Cube, is a building at the center of Islam's most sacred mosque, Al-Masjid al-Haram, in Mecca. It is the building Muslims must face when praying, no matter where they are in the world.
When I was a kid, the disaster we worried about most was a nuclear war. That's why we had a barrel like this down in our basement, filled with cans of food and water. When the nuclear attack came, we were supposed to go downstairs, hunker down, and eat out of that barrel. Today, the greatest risk of global catastrophe doesn't look like this. Instead, it looks like this.
Are you not, in fact, a chronic and habitual liar?
Don't go around tonight Hello everyone, welcome back. This is definitely one of the most crazy rabbit hole types of videos I've ever done, but I wanted to share something with you guys and also give you some advice at the end. This is not to instill fear in anyone, sort of one of those doomsday type of things. We know who wins in the end, most of us do, and I want to set you at ease before we go, but I want to cover some things that I just came across, and I don't feel like it's random. It's something that just kind of happened in a particular order. They got my wheels turning, and I'll go through it all with you. But if you've never heard of the Georgia Guidestones, I will do a real quick summary on them just to give you the Cliff Notes version of what they are. They've been surrounded in mystery for years, and people have always kind of been, angered by them. But they definitely are strange and mysterious. But what got my wheels turning was when I looked at a picture of the United Nations headquarters. It reminded me of the Guidestones, just the way it's shaped, and it almost looks like chiseled stone going down the side. I don't know what the deal is with that. Why do they look so much alike? Is there a connection there? And boy, was I surprised to find out some of the things I found out. Like one of them, the article pointed out, was that they are 666 miles away, and I thought that was nonsense. There's no way, but they are very close to that. I'm not sure which part of the properties they were measuring, but it rounds to about 665 miles, and it would probably need some tweaking or just a different map. Maybe they were using a different map, probably on the flat map or something. However, that's not even the weirdest thing. That's nothing compared to what's about to be seen. But before I get too deep into this, let me summarize the Georgia Guidestones for those of you who have never seen them. I live in Georgia, and even though I live in Georgia, most people around here don't even know about these things. They're kind of not like something you see on the news all the time, or Stonehenge or anything like that. But they are very weird astronomical stones with commandments written on them for this new age that's supposed to come around the corner after some apocalyptic event, is what it seems. But people have photographed them, and oftentimes there is what appears to be dried blood on top going across, one of these little platforms and into the hole on another one. These things are very well laid out, and I will show you exactly what I'm talking about in terms of the astronomical features. They have a hole drilled through the centerpiece here that lets you see Polaris throughout the entire year. You can put your eye to that hole and look up and see the pole star every night of the year, if there are no clouds, of course. And then there is another hole that has sunlight that shines through it to a certain place at noon every day throughout the year. That's pretty interesting right there, a little timepiece. Even though the sun's path changes, the light still shines through and hits, I think, this little area. There's like a little square that appears right here. Nothing too extraordinary, although that is quite impressive that it does that all year long. But the commandments are written on the face of each of these stones in different languages, many different languages. And those languages I will show you right here: English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese, Russian, and I think I've heard hieroglyphic, like Egyptian hieroglyphs are on there. I don't know if that's true. I haven't really seen that or seen these in person, and have no desire to. However, there are some things that are about to freak you out a little bit. Of course, I was telling you that they are very close to the 666 right here in distance, and that's on a regular Google Earth map. I don't know if it's 100% accurate or not, but interesting. It's right next to Hell's Kitchen. The United Nations building is, not the monuments, but right there. Thought that was a little weird. But these things, look, there it is again. The stain looks like blood, like almost like they're doing some sort of ceremony or sacrifice right there. Who knows what's going on over here? But where it gets weird is I was looking at the building, and the windows on the United Nations building have a weird, it's not symmetrical. When I looked at it, I thought, man, there's something off. These don't look like they are the evenly spaced rows like they should be. Like, it looks like there's less windows here than there are here. And when you count them, that's correct. There are 9 window rows in this little row here, and there are 11 right here. These two numbers alone kind of get all of your conspiracy wheels turning, but kind of afraid to say those numbers out loud. But you have these two numbers here, and you have a row of 4 windows here and 10 on the top. And I immediately, of course, you think of the towers here when you see this. But I think it might go a little deeper, and you'll see why. And it has to do with a block that was inserted into the guide stones. I don't know when this happened. I just remember reading about it, that this mysterious little cube showed up inside of a place that had been cut out for this thing to fit into perfectly. And when this cube showed up, somebody thought, oh my gosh, who did that? Did some prankster do that? Or did the people that run this thing do it? What happened? How did this thing just, come up out of nowhere? What does it mean? And so 2014 has come and gone, and everyone was like, oh, well, I guess the world didn't end. The Mayans said 2012. The survival manual that is in the Bible is in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. It tells us what to do and about these times and seasons. And it says, but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. But it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, which is about to happen, and some of that happens now, which could be right around the corner. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with childbirth, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Okay? So the whole thief in the night scenario, that's not going to happen to those of us who are awake and ready. So don't be scared thinking, oh, it's going to be a thief. No, we're ready. So we are awaiting the return, meaning we are not asleep nor overtaken like a thief in the night. So it says, ye are all the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. So the term being woke or awake is nothing new. This is from centuries ago. This is the words they were saying.
Sally is a rancher, and while she loves her profession, managing and tracking livestock can be a lot of work to maintain. Once an animal is tagged, it's easier to identify, but not always easy to manage because manually recording this information on pen and paper is time-consuming and error-prone. But by upgrading to RFID-enabled asset tags, Sally can quickly and accurately scan and record animal information. And with a cloud-based software solution like our Cloud in Hand Solutions framework, this data collection can be automated and instantly collated, providing powerful alerts, analytics, and actionable reports. And because our hardware and software was built for mobile devices, users can scan tags, record data, and update animal records in even the most remote locations. Watch as our ID Champ MT8 captures animal tags as a group of sheep pass through a gated area. You can see the sheep are herded in a mostly single-file line, and as the sheep approach the mobile device, the ID Champ MT8 reads the animal tag attached to their ear and is able to display the corresponding tag information. This mobile device is powerful enough to read tags regardless of the speed or jump height of the sheep as they pass by. You can see each tag appear on the screen of the mobile device as it is read instantly when in range. First, an animal is tagged with an ultra-high frequency or UHF tag. Then, anyone with a mobile device, UHF reader, and our application can go out into the field and scan a tag from a distance. Users can also set up mobile or fixed stations, or simply walk around with the device. Once the user is ready to scan, they simply turn on the scanner and begin collecting information. From here, the application can do anything to simply counting the amount of livestock passing through the reader to pulling up existing livestock records, where users can make notes, record new information, update existing information, or make entirely new entries. All of this information is then uploaded and accessed through our Cloud in Hand web interface.
So with sinister motives and with dubious deeds, trying to control us with a scary disease. Clearly they'll shame us for not wearing a mask. They do just what they're told, they didn't bother to ask. They can't understand why it's us should we give away our rights to please the CDC? Masked people are sheeple, so how can we expect for them to somehow lead society?
My point is this.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
Donald Trump has coronavirus. At this point, none of us should be surprised by this news, because predictive programming showed us this exact same scenario play out live on TV when it aired back in 2016. On March 1st, 2015, a brand new TV show aired on Fox entitled The Last Man on Earth. This TV show begins in the year 2020 after a virus eliminated most of the world's population. In season 2, it goes into a little backstory, showing us the gradual decline of America after the virus takes hold.
The Federal Pandemic Agency has released new guidelines for combating the emerging viral outbreak.
Then they start showing us exactly what we are seeing on the news today. Make sure to use plenty of hand sanitizer. And wash your hands often. We see empty grocery store shelves.
Safety first.
Elites going into bunkers. And even the President of the United States doesn't make it out.
There's got to be a vaccine. You mean to tell me the President of the United States doesn't have a vaccine?
There is no vaccine.
Well, something fishy's going on, if you ask me.
And there's the presidential hearse as they head towards Arlington Cemetery.
When I say retractable, I mean that the needle goes into the syringe. There's a tube with a spring in it, so that makes the needle pop right back up. You can put liquid into the syringe, and it'll go up into the handle of the plunger. Doesn't hurt a bit.
Are you tired of meaningless vacations that leave your pockets empty and life purpose unfulfilled? Well, those days are finally over, my friend, because now you, that's right, you, can come on down to Elberton, Georgia to do your part in ushering in the new Age of Reason. And it's absolutely free. So, whether you speak English, Spanish, Russian, Chinese, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, or Arabic, then you'll feel right at home, with special incentives for those who read Babylonian cuneiform, Classical Greek, Egyptian hieroglyphics, and Sanskrit. That's right, folks. If you're noticing the absence of French, apparently that's no accident. So join us as we seek to dramatically reduce the population of the world, to promote environmentalism, to establish a world government, and to usher in a new spirituality. After all, who needs that silly old Judeo-Christian belief system anyway? Am I right or am I right? So don't be left out. Here's how you can help. On your visit, simply read through the 10 Commandments of the New Age of Reason. Pick out your favorite one and get started today. There's no time like the present to lend a helping hand in destroying our country and life as we know it. Finally, a vacation you can believe in. The Georgia Guidestone.
The general message of the UN's Phoenix Rising mural is that humanity is stepping into a new Luciferic reality. Beneath this disturbingly prophetic mural, world leaders make global decisions that affect the lives of nearly 7 billion people. What's hard for most people to grasp is that our elected government leaders are involved in an apocalyptic scheme to enslave the masses under a world government dictatorship. How do these leaders sleep at night? How do they live with themselves?
Our Father has your back. He can set you free. When you are a child of the Most High, you can be set free from anything. Prove it. Prove all things, it tells us. You can prove that. Don't have to take my word for it. And the very God of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray, God, your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved blameless unto the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. So, guidebook right here. I sort of highlight things as I'm reading. Sorry. You end up highlighting the whole book when you do that, the more you read it. But these guidelines are not just for the people in those times. It's for all of us that are awake. And again, that's not a new term. I thought it was. I thought being woke was cool. It's a new thing. But no, it's been around. And there is an awakening that's happening. That's why people are saying that more often now. Just remember how to treat those who are asleep. Be patient toward them. Not easy, but do that. And you'll see it's going to make a difference. We don't have a lot of time left. And seeing stuff like this makes me think, man, they must be really planning something. Who knows what they're planning? Their powers are limited. And you guys will find that out if you haven't already. We have so much power, love, and joy that we don't have to worry about any of this stuff. We know we're on the winning side. But we are in a war. You do need to stay ready. You do need to stay sober. And be ready for the return. Because it is right around the corner. You can choose the world, but it comes at a price. The other option that is not of this world comes at a price, but that price has already been paid for you. And the Father wants time with you, and He loves you, and He's calling us home. So thanks so much for always sharing your wisdom with us. I know that sometimes we get long-winded, but I feel these things are important to say. You can't just skip over them because it's not some cool conspiracy type of stuff. This is the guidelines that's going to help us survive what's to come. So stay ready. No matter what happens, don't have fear. Rejoice. Pray without ceasing. You guys are all the loved creations of the Most High. And I don't say that lightly. Find out and prove it for yourselves. I love you guys. We'll see you soon. Take care. God bless.